Did you know that when you come to vacation in the Caribbean, up to 90% of the money that you spend with us does not stay with us? Yeah, man. And did you know that up to 80% of hotel accommodation in the Caribbean is not owned by us? Yep, it's all true. That means Caribbean people are not the primary benefactors of this multi-billion-dollar industry that is tourism. But we have a solution. It is the Caribbean Green Book. Join it where you can support locally owned, tourism-centered businesses, hotels, accommodations, restaurants, photographers, makeup artists, you name it, we have it. And if you are a Caribbean business centered around tourism, sign up to the Green Book for free. That's right, for free, because we are here to support Caribbean businesses where we can keep the money in the community. Imagine getting married here in the Caribbean and every part of your wedding is all Caribbean run. From your venue to your hotel, your caterer, your designer, your photographer, your makeup artist are all people from the Caribbean. There are so many ways where we can support Caribbean economies, and the Caribbean Green Book is a one-stop shop for all of that. So if you are coming to the Caribbean to vacation, or if you are a Caribbean business centered around the tourism industry, join the Green Book today for free. And let's keep the money in the community.
Oh, tourism. Tourism is a big deal in the Caribbean. The Caribbean region makes a lot of money from tourism. And most of our tourists we get from North America, like Canada, America, the United Kingdom, and European countries. That's where most of our tourists comes from. One of the problems that the Caribbean has faced over decades is that most of the investment in tourism in the Caribbean is not Caribbean investment. It's multi-millionaire, billionaires of big hotel chains that come to the Caribbean, purchase property, and they're part of our tourism product. And that is all good because, as I said, tourism is very important to the Caribbean. And what the young lady expressed in that footage that we saw earlier is that a lot of the money leaves the Caribbean. Most of the money actually don't stay in the Caribbean. So the breakdown for the past, I would say over 30 years, because hospitality is something that I studied over 30 years ago in Jamaica. And the breakdown is about a 65% to 35%. So 35% stays in the Caribbean. 35% of the investment stays in the Caribbean to help to pay staff to run these hotels on a day-to-day basis. And a bulk of the money, which is the profit, mostly like a 65%, does not stay anywhere in the Caribbean. So that is why it's very important to support local Caribbean business. And I know there are people that when they're traveling across the Caribbean, they will do their research and they'll make sure to try and support local businesses because a lot of those money, as I said, it's not staying in the Caribbean. So this is why we're seeing a push for people out there saying like, look, support local Caribbean business, because one of the things that has happened over the past 30 years, and I think one of the country that it's most evident in, it's when you look at Jamaica and when you look at Bahamas. I'll use those two countries because they have been established in hospitality, hotel and hospitality for decades. So when you take a look at Jamaica and you go look at the Jamaican North Coast, you see billions of dollars investment in hotels. That strip has more hotels than pretty much anywhere else in the Caribbean. Not just the English-speaking Caribbean, but in general. When you look from Negril coming to Ocho Rios, or from Ocho Rios going back that way to Negril, to Runaway Bay, to Montego Bay, there are hundreds of hotels that the cost of billions of dollars to put up those properties. But within those areas, you see people that work in those industry, they are not living, they're not making livable wages. You also see that in those areas, like it's not passing down into the communities as much as you would expect for like investment, those type of investment in the country. You would expect that a lot of like the surrounding communities would be more developed than it is today. But it is not. So this is why you see a push now for people urging to support local business. And in Bahamas, when you look in Bahamas, yes, Bahamas is like a cruise ship destination. There's a lot of cruise ship on a day-to-day basis, but it does not reflect in terms of the local population. They're not seeing the benefit from all of these millions of tourists that's coming to the region. So supporting local is not a bad idea, because when we support local, we see a reflection in the economy. We see like a Caribbean nation or nations that are being developed in terms of infrastructure. People are living in good houses. We see like the road infrastructure. We see like a better quality of life for people when we support local, because a lot of supporting local guarantee you that more money will stay in the local economy and not shipped away to somewhere else. So I'm going to take a look at this Caribbean Green Book and just break it down. Now we are on the home page, as you can see here, the Caribbean Green Book. So finding local business. So I'm going to go to category, where to stay, and then you see we can scroll down. Right now, I'm going to stop at St. Lucia, Caribbean Breeze. Click here, and you see the hotel, it's up. You see information, phone number to contact, local hours, a map, and you see some pictures here of what the hotel looks like. I think the Caribbean Green Book is very new, so I would hope that in the future we would see more pictures on it so you can have a better look at the hotel itself. So let's get out of this one, and I'm going to go to Lancewell House, that's in Barbados. Click. Same thing, you can see here pictures, phone number to contact, and the same thing here. And then I'll get out of this again, and I'll try and find another. Okay, so Jamaica, Crystal Sunshine. Click on that. See here again. This one has more pictures. This is good. Yeah, this one is looking good. More pictures. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, so this gives you an idea of local places in the Caribbean that you can support, and a lot of all of these monies would be staying in the Caribbean. So this is just a look at places that you can stay in the Caribbean that are locally owned small hotels or villas. Okay, so now we're back on the home page, category, and now we're going to look for, what should I try now? Okay, so let's look for where to eat. So click on that, scroll, and you see rock cakes. Rock cakes. This is Barbados. Click on this. There you go. This one has a lot of pictures. So let's click on the pictures. Yeah, this is more like it. This is looking good. Yeah, so these are locally owned places in the Caribbean where you go on Green Book and you know that you're supporting Caribbean owned businesses. And when you support these businesses, you know that the money they're staying in the Caribbean, whether it's Jamaica, whether it's Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This one, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 4 flights up. Let me click on this one. Okay, so there's not much information on this one yet. But this seems like a cafe. Phone number is there. Yeah, it seems like a cafe. There's not a lot of information on this one yet. Let's go back. Sunshine Shines Bar and Grill, St. Kitts and Nevis. So there you go. Gives you some information about. There you go. Looking very colorful. Yeah, so there you go, guys. So if you want to support Caribbean businesses, if you're traveling and you're very conscious of how many of the dollars that you're spending will stay in the Caribbean, this is a good option to support. So go check it out. Caribbean Green Book. Okay, guys, so that is it. The Caribbean Green Book for tourism and hospitality. If you are traveling anywhere across the Caribbean, if you're living in the diaspora and you're thinking of going anywhere in the Caribbean, this would be a good guide if you want to support local business. I just happened to stumble on this while I'm surfing the internet, and as someone that's a big advocate for the Caribbean and want the Caribbean to be developed and to be able to self-sustain itself, this is an amazing idea. Go check it out and help to support local Caribbean business and help to keep more money in the Caribbean. So guys, let me know what you think about this Caribbean Green Book, if you think it's a good idea, if this is something that you would support, if you're in the diaspora, you're planning to go anywhere in the Caribbean, do you think that you will look to this guide before going to the Caribbean so you can spend some more money locally and keep money in the economy? Let me know what you think. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.